Well, I was hoping for a pretty quiet sunset. It's kind of pretty, but it's getting cloudy fast, and it's not quiet. There's wind and there's waves. Boy, was it a low tide with big waves today. Look at the size of that one coming in. Buoys had 6 feet. And it's not all due to that big windstorm. It's due to that big windstorm going out in the ocean and stalling. This is what it looks like tonight. The wind's onshore. It's going to stay onshore for days and days. We have Greenland blocking. Let's go inside and look at the weather maps.
This is from the National Center for Environmental Prediction. This is the 850 millibar pressure and flow, and that means about 5,000 feet up in the sky. Big storm stalled in the North Atlantic. Look at how it appears on the satellite. It is the merger of that system that came off the Gulf of Mexico last Sunday and looked extratropical as it went by Bermuda earlier in the week, and had now stalled and absorbed that system that came in off the northern stream, coming with that snow in northern Michigan and northern Maine this week, and those 50, 60 mile an hour winds from the north that occurred on Thursday. Those two storms merged, and that's the superstorm out there right now that's been generating our 6-foot swell in much of New England during our Friday. It's the video we have of the ocean. So let's put this into motion. All right, now the big news is what's happening in Greenland. There's a Greenland block. So instead of having low pressure in Greenland and high pressure over the Azores, we've got high pressure in Greenland and low pressure over the Azores. So that means that the storms are no longer racing across the ocean to Ireland as they did all winter. Now they're stalling. So here goes the one that just generated the Thursday, Friday waves. But look, there's another one coming. And look at the wind. See the arrows here? South of Greenland, how that wind is coming from west to east, right through the Maritimes and then down toward New England. But watch how it evolves. As the old storm slowly moves out, a new one forms. And it's almost like a little nor'easter. Let's back that up a couple frames here. You want to see that again? Look at that. Right there over Cape Cod on Saturday morning. That is almost looking like a snowstorm. And now we have the Fujiwara. One low pressure goes north, another one comes south. That's the upper level cold air coming down on the backside. It's going to snow in New England this weekend. And look at that hot weather coming in. And that's pretty cold weather coming down in the Rockies. A major tornado outbreak is likely in the Central Plains over the weekend. All right, let's put this into motion. See, the blue is cold, and we have all cold air coming in. There's the first storm is still stalled south of Greenland, so you get the air coming all the way across. It's like a 1,000-mile fetch. And watch what happens over the next 24 hours. We have a flow from Canada. That's what happens with the Greenland block. The cold air gets blocked, comes down in eastern Canada, and it fuels another big cutoff. That's what it looks like on the forecast map here. This is from Sunday night, Monday. It's a huge storm, and it's almost like two storms joining in the North Atlantic. And look at the 96-hour forecast from the Ocean Prediction Center. I see that bullseye of 5 southeast of Nantucket. That's 5 meters. And then south of Greenland, there's one with a 6 meters of a swell coming off. It's almost like dropping in just this huge mountain in the middle of the ocean, and the groundswell emanates. And that's what's going to happen. All right, let's put this into motion a little bit more. It looks like if we ever get an offshore flow, that would be nice, but it's still an onshore flow. And look at the fetch now. From off near Ireland all the way across the Atlantic. It's almost a 2,000-mile fetch, and the longer the fetch, the longer the period. So we're going to have a deep swell, and it will probably go all the way down the coast, I would think. The severe weather outbreak is crossing the Mississippi River. That is Monday night, and now we get into Tuesday. Look at the size of the storm out in the ocean, still going. And then there's another huge storm with more snow in the northern plains and cold air right down into Oklahoma. That's a massive storm, and we're going to have sort of a wind coming in off the ocean. Not that strong, so it might let up a little for some Tuesday riding or Wednesday. And then we're going to have a southerly swell develop in the second half of the week. Now we're up to Thursday. Look at the size of the storm in the middle of the country, the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, and the Pacific Ocean. It's all connected. It's a huge blocking pattern. It means lots of excitement. This says it's going to turn warm next Thursday, Friday. I'll see it when I believe it, because usually the blocking stops that. And massive cold in the east. And look at this cold coming down toward the Rockies. Let's see where that goes. Wow. So Canada is still full of cold, and we're still on the cold side. So we're going into a colder pattern, and finally we're getting the west wind. And this is now up to May 5th. May 5th. And look at that battle zone in there. There's going to be a coast-to-coast snowfall from Canada into New England on the first week of May. It's not boring, is it? It's never bored when you're bored living. We'll see ya. I don't know, skiing, surfing, somewhere out there.